Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another exciting edition of Raising Vibrations Radio. I'm your host, Reverend-raven, and we're having a special guest on tonight, Debbie-Maya. She's been with us before. We had a little mix-up with time before, so I thought we would do this again and bring her back on. She's amazing. She's an author. She's a psychic. She's intuitive. Past life. She's written a book on twin flames. So I'm so excited to have her on this evening. And it's very late for her. It's like 11:30 where she's at. So bless her heart for agreeing to play with us tonight. That's why we're on 2 hours early than normal. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on our guest, Debbie. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So you heard me mumbling around before the show here.
Mumbling and muttering. Yes, it was quite entertaining. I said, well, you go ahead, it's your show. Do what you like.
Well, at least I wasn't recording all that mumbo jumbo while that was going on.
No, absolutely. No, but it's good to be back. So thank you very much, Sandy, for inviting me back. So, I actually came in about 15 minutes early, so that I didn't miss my, because I think last time there was a mix-up with British summertime, or I don't know what it was, but anyway, I'm here.
Yes, we were an hour off, believe it or not.
We were an hour off, yes, that's it. But I think you covered very well, apparently.
Well, I have such amazing friends on the network that played around with and helped me out during all the time, so I'm blessed.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
So how's everything going in your neck of the woods?
Everything's fine. I'm, doing my usual stuff and, working on 2 books at the moment. One is going to be, I published, the beginning of the year, which you probably remember me telling you about, the Global New Age Directory, and that came out in 2016 with spin-offs for the USA and Canada, Australia and New Zealand, and the UK and Ireland. And now I'm going to bring it out again at the end of the year or beginning of next year. But I'm also working on another book which looks at celebrity soulmates and their astrological synastry. So that's that really interests me, how people have that sort of innate chemistry. Either it's partnerships like, I don't know, Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. What made them so special? What was that innate chemistry all about? So I'll be looking at famous couples, romantic couples, but also famous duos from an astrological point of view.
Oh, that is awesome. Now, when you're not only astrology, but you can see connections when you do their numbers too. Do you do their numbers?
I don't do their numbers, no. But I know a lot of people do numbers. But I'm looking at the astrological, I've got my wrong teeth in again tonight, astrological data, and then putting those together and then looking at relationship charts and composites. I touched on this in the book I brought out last year, which was Familiar Strangers, which was also looking at astrological synastry. And I took the case, for example, of Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor, who had the most amazing textbook astrological synastry. But when we came to look at the composite chart, you could see the composite is like the relationship chart. When you put their stuff together, you could see where why there were a lot of problems. I mean, obviously he was a heavy drinker, and I think she kept up with him, and all sorts of things. But really an amazingly interesting match, really.
I bet. I can't. So you're writing a book about all of this.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to dive in and see exactly what made them tick, where they connected.
Exactly. I mean, interesting enough, when I I used to work at the BBC when I was a butter girl, and one of Richard Burton's brothers actually worked at the BBC as connected with sort of hospitality and administration, etc. And he was the absolute spitting image of his brother. And you see him walking along with his wife, you know, and she looked nothing like Elizabeth Taylor, but the look, his look was absolutely uncanny.
Wow.
I think his name was Graham Jenkins, because Richard Burton's real name was Richard Jenkins, I believe. So, good old Welsh name.
Yeah.
Oil.
Wow. I'm looking forward to that. And last time you were on the show, we didn't even we talked about the Twin Flame book, but I didn't realize that you'd written another one called Familiar Strangers.
Yeah, Familiar Strangers. Yes. Soulmates, Twin Flames, and their astrological synastry, and that was kind of based on a lot of work I'd done with my own clients, changing the names obviously to protect the innocent, and changing certain situations. But so that's again, it's available on Amazon, and that was a really fun book because I was helping people also who had no previous knowledge of astrology. I had to go through some basic stuff on there as well. But this book is kind of aimed at people who have an interest in soulmates and twin flames, and also have a kind of intermediate knowledge of astrology. So that's what's happening, and I hope I can bring that out next year.
Well, I'm looking so forward to it. That's going to be totally amazing. Exactly. In fact, I actually got the Twin Flame book tonight and started reading on it a little bit at a time. I've been ill this week. I have not been able to focus on anything. It was horrible.
Yes, it must be just one of those summer colds.
Yeah, well, I have a germ bag that works in the hotel industry that gets around all kinds of people from all over the world that brings those little germs into the house. So I'm just blessed, lucky. Yeah.
Well, I would suggest good old fashioned remedies. I'm afraid, nothing highfalutin. Just, cowpole or hot drinks.
Yeah, whiskey and honey. Whiskey and honey does the trick.
Oh.
Keeps
Not
that tonight,
honey. Yes. Not tonight.
Not tonight. Not a hot toddy tonight. Okay.
Not a hot toddy tonight.
I have somebody that's going to be leaving our show panel here in just a minute, and she really wants to talk to you. Do you mind if I go ahead and bring a guest on? I have a few more questions I want to ask you, but I want to bring her on before she has to go.
Okay. All right.
All right. Good. Hello, Kelly.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you doing this evening?
Good. I wanted to support your show, and I wanted to see what she says.
Oh dear, I better go then. Okay.
Oh, you're evacuating. Okay, I scared you that bad? I'm sorry.
Gosh, is that the time? No, please go ahead, Kelly. And I should do my best.
I'm just wondering what you pick up in the next couple months.
Next couple of months. Well, I have to say, Kelly, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm saying right now that I don't tell fortunes, but I am picking up some kind of a family event, some happy family event. I believe it's family. It feels like it's some sort of celebration of some kind. So that has come to me, and I'm also picking up an old guy in spirit who would have smoked a pipe of some kind. So maybe we're going back, a few generations here, because the way he's dressed is what I would call in period costume. It doesn't look like something we would wear now. It looks like early 20th century.
Okay.
I also want to know whether there is a connection with you, bearing in mind I'm a Brit, so I wouldn't know, but is there any connection with you and the South?
Yes, I live in the South.
Oh, you live in the South, okay.
I live in Florida. That's the South that you can get.
Okay. I was thinking more kind of, I don't know where I was thinking. I'm probably thinking of Gone with the Wind country, that sort of, Virginia or I'm not sure, but
Georgia.
I can see Georgia. Yeah.
Georgia, North Carolina. Yes, I did live there in North Carolina at one point.
Okay. And would you have had ancestors who would have lived in that sort of area?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And, it's very nice to be called ma'am. It's very unusual for me, but, thank you. And this guy is kind of sitting on a veranda. So, and it feels very, very hot. So that's what I'm picking up. So, I just get a sense that he's always around you. But he is telling me of some event. I don't know who in the family or when or where, but it just feels maybe a couple of months down the line there is some sort of a celebration.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Very much. And I love that for us. You have a
Kelly, you better invite me to that celebration.
Oh, I will.
I'm totally there. And you better have the whiskey going with the mint juleps.
Oh,
okay?
Yeah, I got to have a mint julep.
That's right.
Thank you very much. You guys have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for calling in.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Nice to meet you too.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, so we will be taking other callers. You guys hang back. I just wanted to be sure that Kelly got in before she had to go out the door. I know she had some previous engagement. However, I wanted to get back to, you're following astrology right now. What exactly is going on astrologically for all of us right now?
Oh, you want me to have a look?
Yes, would you please?
Yes, because I haven't looked today, so it might take a bit of time. So you can maybe talk amongst yourselves. But did you want to know like the position of the planets or something as it's affecting you, or
well,
did you want to?
Okay, so recently here in Orlando, Florida, I'm over in St. Pete. I'm on the coast, but in the middle of the state, we've recently had some major events going on.
Yes.
There was this young singer that got killed after a concert signing autographs. Then there was the incident with the club going on where 49 people got killed. And then a little boy got dragged into a pond by an alligator.
Now, I was talking to a friend recently in the last day or so about that, and I can't understand why there weren't signs up around the Disney World that this could possibly happen.
Well, the thing is that it did say no swimming, around
but these alligators, they come out, right? They wander about, don't they?
Yes. Yeah, Florida's notorious for alligators. They're I mean, we're always on the look at them. Even me walking through my neighborhood, they're called retention ponds. So cause Florida's at sea level or below some areas. Right. And so we have to have these retention ponds every time it rains. Well, then things grow in there, fish grow in there, alligators migrate to those areas, ducks, all that stuff. So whenever you're walking, I mean, it's just a given that you're careful not to get eaten by an alligator.
But you can be walking along the main street, and there could be alligators walking along as well. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yes. And they can end up in your swimming pool outside your back door, too.
That I've seen. But I mean, just how far, is the whole of Florida affected by this, or is it just near the Everglades or near where
Oh
you
no, the
are?
whole state of Florida, parts of Georgia, and it is mating season right now. Kelly Joy, she's leaving us, but she wanted to point out that it is mating season right now for the alligators.
Uh-huh. Oh, crikey. But why
Yeah.
do why do so many people retire there? You know, you get a lot of elderly people retiring there. Why do they go there?
Well, for one thing, it's warm and it's
yes.
pleasant. You know,
Yeah.
it's nice weather.
Yeah.
There's lots of things to do here, and there's lots of support here. So that's
No,
why.
I'm sure. I mean, I know it's fabulous, but this is a real danger, isn't it? I mean, this is.
Yes.
I mean, you know, here am I in Hertfordshire, just 10 minutes, 15 minutes north of London, and this is, it's just amazing to me that. That this can happen. I mean, presumably you get their special squads out that come and sort of sort these alligators out. What do they do with them? Do they put them back in a pool, or do they kill them, or what do they do?
Okay, so if the alligator has attacked a human or eaten a dog or a chicken or whatever in the neighborhood, they will euthanize the alligator. If the alligator has not done anything, and if it's below a certain height, they relocate the alligator to a sanctuary back into the Everglades or alligator farms or something of that nature.
Right. Okay. So in Disney World, there's people have to just be very wary of the fact that there are alligators there, and that they
Right. If you're visiting Florida, just beware in freshwater lakes or ponds or anything like that an alligator will be. I mean, it's part of Mother Nature.
Yes, of course. Yeah, but it's not like a squirrel, is it?
So I was just wondering, with all of those events that were going on, was there something, in astrology, some type of event going on or something of that nature? Or is that part of the letting go vibration 9 period that we're experiencing?
Well, I can't tell. I mean, I would have to have a chart set up, I suppose, for the inauguration of Florida when it became a state. I think that I would have to know when it became a state, and I don't. I
gotcha.
You see what I mean? Then I could then plot the transits as they're called, the day-to-day movement of the planets around that chart to see what was going on. I mean, you can set up charts for anything. You can set up charts for the birth of a nation, and a terrible event or a happy event, a marriage, and then you would the birth of a dog or anything. You would then put the day-to-day for today, let's say, put the planets around just to see what was being hit off from that point of view. So I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for that. But
that's okay. And I know astrology, it's a science where you have to sit down and research everything. I just thought maybe, if you've been taking a look lately to see, because I know there was some planets in retrograde, and there's one still in retrograde until the end of this month, and one until August, and all that stuff. I just wondered.
Yeah, well, Pluto, let me see. It's not Pluto. It's Chiron. It looks like Chiron, which is supposed to be a planet that heals wounds. Let us say that's what that is. Pluto. Let's have a look. Neptune is retrograde, and let's see what else is going on. I think that one is the main one. So it's kind of, and Neptune is connected with water as well. That's the main one that is retrograde. But as I say, I mean, when did Florida become a state? Do you know?
I don't know. I can Google it real quick to find out.
Maybe one of your listeners might know. Ah, here you go. March the 3rd, 1845. Thank you, Sandra. Yeah, the wonders of modern science.
Right?
Yes, thank you very much. That's fabulous.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Thank
that was
you,
really
Sandy.
quick. Fast Googler.
Yes.
That's great. She preempted me. Good girl. Yes. Well, I tell you what, I'll have to do that separately, and I'll email you,
Okay.
Sandy, and I'll give you what I get. March the 3rd, 1845.
Okay,
So
that would
great.
be awesome just to know that information and stuff like that. So let's say that's Florida's birthday. So let's see what kind of vibration they get anyway.
Yeah.
So that's 9 and 9 is 18 and 6. So we got 4, 24. So Florida is a 6 vibration. So that's probably why people choose to come here anyway, because 6 is about family, organization, love, understanding, supporting each other.
Wasn't it also at the time of the potato famines in Ireland, of the 1840s, I think. Maybe Sandra has something on that. No, Sandra, what's happening? I think it was around maybe 1842, 1843, or something like that. Yeah, so you're right, 1845. There you go. Yeah, so I must just talk directly because I'm looking at the screen here, and it's I'm looking at things. I'll concentrate now. Sorry, it's 11:54 here, so it's getting a bit late. But don't worry. Yeah, I will have. So I haven't had that hot toddy. I will. I'll have to look at that, and as I say, I will get back to you on that. But it is interesting. You can, as I say, you can set up charts for anything. The beginning of a business or the launch of something, and then you sort of plus all your what they call transitory planets around it, and then you can see what's actually hitting it off.
So do you have people contact you and ask you to do a chart for a business they might be doing or something?
I haven't had that. Mainly that people contact me now because they want an addition to a psychic reading, and it is usually to do with a relationship, because with charts it adds an extra dimension to looking at the relationships, and it tells me a lot more, and I focus in on it. I read them very differently to how I read them X and many years ago when I first started out with astrology. So I'm really looking at it from a clairvoyant point of view, and also obviously from the astrological. So it does help with that. It shows me, what's good about the relationship, what's challenging. I don't like to say bad or evil or use these words that they would have used, a couple of 100 years ago. But I tend to call them challenges. And you find the charts of people who've been together many, many years, all the cross synastry, the aspects aren't always fabulous. I mean, that would be a bit too boring. You've got to have some kind of friction to get excitement going, I suppose. We're beyond the watershed time, aren't we? She said. I only said the word excitement, but
All right. Well, we have some people have been waiting because I started a show on Blog Talk Radio before I even do this, and I was talking about them. So we're going to go ahead. This person was over with me on Blog Talk. We're going to go ahead and bring them on. I don't have a name. It just says Beaverton, Oregon. So hello.
Is that me?
Yes, you.
Okay, I'm hanging up my cell phone now, so you have one less call.
Okay. No, not a problem.
It's interesting. She's coming through.
I put it on just in case the phone dropped off, and I wasn't sure if it was working because it didn't say you're now in the queue, so I thought I better check my cell phone. Anyway, you both are a hoot, and I'm just laughing as I'm listening to you two. You just couldn't stop laughing. And so thank you for that. Cayenne pepper, hot water, and lemon will knock you cold out with if you're interested.
There you
I've
go.
been feeling, I'm an angelic walk-in, and I've been feeling this amazing twin flame, and he's been talking to me, and I've never felt him the way I'm feeling him. He's actually, I would feel him, and then he'd be gone for months, but now I'm feeling him almost every day. And at first I thought I'm going insane because I actually hear someone talking in my head. And then I thought, no, he's actually, I feel him. I mean, I could feel his energy. He said he was coming in this last week on the 16th, and so I've been like really open and receptive and listening because I heard there's nothing I could do. It's about me being guided. I was really praying that you could give me something.
Some insight into. Well, this sounds really. This feels like a guide. Sorry, I don't know your name. Could you give me your name?
Yes, it's Angel.
It's Angel. Okay, Angel. Okay. I just think what you're picking up is a guide. He hasn't told you to do anything nasty or anything like that, has he? Because you have to be very...
No.
No,
I have beautiful, loving guides.
Okay, no, that's absolutely fine because sometimes people they have their chakras open, and I'm not saying you're one of these people, but they tend to they're empaths, and they pick up all kinds of stuff that's sometimes not so good. So I was just making sure that is the case. But it does feel more like a guide. I think with twin flames, it's the main twin flames I have dealt with have been people who've been on earth rather than in the spirit realms. So, and it's been people who have connected with people and had a relationship or not had a relationship, and things have gone a bit awry, but it does feel to me that this is a very warm and loving guide, and I think you should ask him or her yourself where about themselves, and see what you get back.
Well, the fact that I can move out of my body and go to the ethereal realm is what made me feel like it was the twin flame, because I did ask. I said they said that there was nothing I could do, that I'll be guided, but
right. I can. Yes, that's very interesting. Yeah. That's very
so, I didn't want to set myself up to get disappointed, which is one of the reasons why I was kind of hoping that you would give me some messages, because I've been, preparing and readying myself for this person, and I've been really optimistic and positive and receptive.
No, but you say that, I always say that you don't really have to ask a third person whether somebody is a twin flame or not, because I think we already know the answer. And I've always gone by that, because I don't think there are an awful lot of psychics. I mean, I certainly, in my situation and psychics I've known, there's not a lot of people who deal with twin flames and soulmates, or have been through that kind of experience, that can actually give advice about it. But it's obvious that your twin flame is in the spirit realms, and I mean sometimes that's how it is, and I think that should be enormously comforting to you, that you do have that very, very strong connection, and I just think it'll just take you higher and higher, and I just think it's fabulous that you've got such a great connection. But it's something that a lot of people always want to have, and they don't always get it on Earth, I'm afraid, because it tends to happen to people who are, some way along their spiritual path, which you already are. So,
that's one of the reasons why I was wondering if he was, because I sense that he's incarnating, because I was told over 10 years ago by Christ that it was going to happen on their time and not on mine, even though I wanted it, and that I'll know. And I've never felt this strong connection like this before. So I was asking, are you in human form? Because if you're not, then I certainly don't want to have the physical desire. I'm happy with the ethereal. But if it is in physical, then I want to get some confirmation on some level. And I get some kind of confused.
It's not on the physical plane. It's not on the physical. It's between the two planes, isn't it? So it just feels, from what you said, that it's an extremely loving and supportive connection, and that you should just enjoy it and feel very, very blessed that it has happened to you.
Well, that I definitely feel. I was just wondering if you sense whether sometimes you want to bounce it off as somebody else to see if it's also in the physical realm.
Well, you know what? I always feel that when people know, they don't have to bounce it off, and I'm not in the position of ever saying to somebody, no, it is, or no, it isn't. The only time I would really question it if there's some violence involved. You know, when people feel, that on the physical plane they've met somebody who they're very, very attracted to, and they may be being very mistreated by that person. And then I know for certain that it's not a twin flame. It's more likely to be one of those karmic situations where you're going to have to learn by your mistakes. But in this case, I think it sounds very, very, very beautiful, very serene, and it's giving you enormous comfort. And if you feel that is right, then you must just go by your instinct and your heart.
Yeah, I mean, I totally feel like everybody that's in my energy field is very loving and nurturing, and I could tell by the way the doors are closing and things are opening up that something magical is about to happen.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Kind of hoping that someone could give me some additional, but I guess I'm kind of in that place.
So you have to go by, I think you have to go
my own self.
Trust your, I always say to trust your own instinct. Trust your own instinct, because, you can ask any number of people and you may get different response from everybody.
Not many people know how to do it, and it's one of the reasons why I guess there was a human part of me that was like, gosh, I want to get some more answers, but I guess
I think it's for you to go along your path. I think it's for you to go along your path, and certainly it sounds quite an amazing thing. And if things are opening up, well, with twin soul connections, it's not just about the connection itself. It's about what happens as a result of the connection.
Exactly. He and I have a purpose on this planet, and that's one of the reasons why I was kind of curious if he's going to come in a physical form. But, I guess it's going to happen the way it's intended to happen. And,
that's it. That's right. That's right.
Keep flowing with life and keep trusting that all this magic that I'm going through right now has its purpose. And I just love this energy. I loved, Raven, when you were talking about letting go of things. I finally closed a huge chapter of being on this planet, and all the energies of what was in the way just literally got pushed up, pushed out, and closed out just 2 days ago. And I was taken aback by the whole entire thing. And I feel like I'm in a brand new chapter, and now I'm just kind of keeping my eyes open.
Sometimes it's very hard to let go of things which are sometimes very toxic in our lives, but sometimes it's the only way. You're in a situation where it's a no-win situation. You sometimes just have to let things go. And
it was really, when my angels came to me and they said, do you want to hold on to this? And I felt the energy, and I'm like, nope, go ahead and take it away. And they pulled it right out of my energy field, and then doors were closing and people started leaving, and I'm just like, it was so magical that I just knew I've been working on getting this door closed for over 40 years. So when they asked,
amazing, really.
Yeah, when they asked if I was ready, I'm like over ready, like an egg. It's like take it, deliver it in the light, and breathe it.
I think the thing that takes a lot of the stress and pain out of these situations is knowing that we're not in charge.
Exactly.
Ultimately. Ultimately there is a higher force that says, well, you're not in the driving seat. You think
Which
you
is
are,
what I keep
but actually
hearing.
you're not.
Just keep allowing. Yes, because that's the ego trying to control it. Whereas when
Right.
when you're in alignment, your spirit runs the whole entire thing. And that's why I told him, I said, if I'm not meant to have a partner in this lifetime, feel free to take the desire away. It's not necessary for me to have that kind of human ego desire, because I'm not interested in trying to control it. But I am intrigued when I feel this beautiful energy, and I'm like, well, who wouldn't want it to be in a physical form?
It sounds like it's a beautiful healing energy that's being given to you.
Oh,
and
it's
embrace
just been, I'm just so appreciative and gratitude, because I've been through so much turmoil and emotional abuse in this lifetime that I'm finally feeling a lot of, and I have nurturing too, don't get me wrong. The nurturing is coming on a deep, intimate level, and it is very healing, and it is very peaceful, and it's beyond what a human can give me. I mean, it's so out there frequency-wise that I just feel like I'm floating in heaven when I feel the energy, and it's I think I deserve it after what I went through in this lifetime. But I keep asking for it to come into a physical form too, because I'd like to have, the friends and the relationships and all that kind of stuff.
Yes. Well, you put the thought out about that. But what I was going to say to you is that I think many people experience what you may have gone through, or maybe not to a greater or lesser extent. I mean, I certainly remember in my 20s when I'd probably split up with somebody, feeling the need to have that love in my life again, and kind of waking up with the feeling that somebody was holding my hand. But
my God! You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, somebody was holding my hand or holding me, and I could feel that energy around me. And of course, when I woke up, there wasn't anybody there, but I'd felt that kind of feeling of somebody just holding my hand. So I think if you're open to these things, you do get them.
Oh, it's just amazing. When I meditate, I feel him sitting next to me. When I make food, I hear him talking to me. I mean, I ask him what he wants to eat for dinner. He tells me whatever I want to make. It feels like I'm talking to you, but like in that kind of volume. And I sometimes I say, are you real, or are you just like a figment of my imagination? Especially with Neptune, because Neptune has a tendency to create imaginary things.
Oh, yes, it does, yes.
It's been quite miraculous, the amount of nurturing I've been getting, and I just decided, well, maybe I need to let go of whether it's going to come in the physical form, because that's what sometimes creates a little bit of an anxious feeling.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So when you work with people on the phone and stuff, do you ever pick up things that are standing in the way, or things that they could expand in, or anything like that?
Yes, I do. I do when I'm tuned into them, and I do pick up on things if I'm doing a proper reading. I am picking up a cat around you, but that may be a cat you had many, many years ago, or belonged to somebody in the family. But yes, I do pick up on things. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering if there was anything that maybe they wanted me to know. Again, it comes back to, they talk to me so much. I guess there's a part of me that feels so much on the ethereal realm. I'd like to see things starting to move on the physical realm a little bit with regard to its manifestation.
Which is actually it's very important. I think even when you're tuning into the ethereal realms, it is very important to keep grounded as well. Because...
Well, and that's one of the reasons why I was confused, because a lot of the things that I experienced that is so miraculous and so phenomenal is on the ethereal, and then when I ask for it to come onto the physical realm, I'm not physically seeing it all as yet, but I am seeing some amazing magical things are happening, and that's the part that I'm staying in gratitude and appreciation, especially after that last energy closed. I'm experiencing so much more nurturing on the physical realm, and I absolutely, and people laughing like you two, it just puts a big smile on my heart, because sometimes people get too serious. And we need to laugh a lot more in this lifetime.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So when I hear you both laughing, it just puts a big smile on my heart. I'm like, that's what I've been calling in, is people that know what it means to just laugh, period, you know, especially with everything that's going on the planet. It's really easy to get sucked into it. And
yes, I quite agree. There's a lot of stuff going on that's, you feel as if you just want to escape it all anyway. It's just so awful.
And that's why you got to keep laughing so we don't go in that energy.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Angel, have you enjoyed IntuiTalks? Have you joined that group of that?
Thank you for bringing that up. When you were talking about it on the blog talk, I typed it in, so I don't know if I heard you wrong, but it came up as no such website.
Well, you can't go by my pronunciation of it. If Jenny, you're listening, it's www.intui.talks, TALKS, one word, .com.
Okay, that's what I
IntuiTalks.
Yeah, you said it. I heard you say Intuit with a T at the end.
Yeah, I'm bad that way, because
No, you're not bad.
So don't pay me no mind.
No, it's just that's why I couldn't understand why it wasn't coming up. And you must intuitively knew that I wanted to ask you that, because when I typed it in, when you first gave it over the blog talk, I typed in that and it didn't come up. And so, is this the one where it says live and upcoming spiritual shows?
Yes, there's several shows on the network. You can join, and it's got like a Facebook format for you to connect with other people. You can make friends on there. You can blog. If you want to create your own website, you can through there.
Is it pretty active?
Is it what?
Is it pretty active? Do people actually go on there?
Oh my God, yes, it's growing. It's only a year old, or it will be a year old next month. And it is growing like leaps and bounds, and it's all over the place. So.
Well, no, you said on Blog Talk that it was free, but here it says 30 days. So what?
No, that's if you're going to do a website or a radio show like I do. But the.
Oh, okay.
So the community itself is free.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look into it when I finish. I think it's awesome, the things that you're doing to make a connection with people and just really connect each other, because I do agree with you. People like ourselves, it's important that we connect too. I mean, we're giving so much out to the community that, it's important that we take the time to nurture each other and to play with each other and to laugh with each other. And I
totally agree. And that's why, she said, shamelessly plugging her last book, the Global New Age Directory, that I wanted to kind of unite people who were doing all kinds of good stuff in the world, and they've come into the directory. And
now, what's that one about? Because I've typed that one too.
That is a book I've written. I go under my maiden name of Debbie-Nagioff for that. And it really is a directory. If you're looking for people who've got certain skills, like they do Reiki or they do yoga or whatever it is.
Is it a website or is it a book?
No, it's a book you can purchase on Amazon.
Okay. And you have people listed in the book that you connect.
Now, people are listed in the book. I've actually got a spin-off book which just covers the USA and Canada, which is not very expensive at all. I don't know how much it is in dollars, but it's very, very reasonable. And so if you're looking for, somebody who does astrology or somebody who does Reiki, or I've even got people in there who do remote viewing, which sounds very interesting. and all kinds
How
of.
does someone get listed in the book?
Well, you get into contact with me, and
Okay.
I then at debbie-maya at yahoo.co.uk. Maybe I can type it in. Here we go. I'm typing.
You're so funny.
And now I've typed. Hey, way.
You're typing, but where is the typing going?
Oh, we have a chat room. If you were online, she's not online. She's called in by phone.
Oh, I can.
But if you had called in,
I am.
if you had been on the computer, you would have seen we have a chat room, and we also have a picture of Debbie with a link to her website too as well.
Yeah, it's debbie-nagioff.co.uk.
Yes.
Yes,
okay,
that's right.
I'll just go from there and I'll email you because.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. And it lists people who've got very specific skill sets. And then it's kind of broken down. Where do you live, by the way? Which
I'm in
area?
Oregon.
Oh,
I'm
Oregon.
in Oregon.
Oh yes, the Oregon Trail, isn't it? It's all the gold rush and all that, isn't it? You'll probably so glib about these things. You'll probably find people listed under Oregon and so on who have got things that you may be interested in. They supply a service, so they'd have all their contact details, email, phone, address, whatever you want, and so you can contact people, and a picture and a profile at the back of the book.
Very lovely. I think that's awesome that you did something like that.
Well, I just got inspired to do it, and originally I was going to. I think I told Sandy this last time, but originally I was going to just do it for the area of the UK that I live in, where we're broken down into shires and areas similar to your states, but a lot smaller. And then I kept getting messages from Spirit to say I've got to go bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's what I did.
Well, are you on Raven's website? Because you could join her thing and get bigger and bigger.
It's on there. She's on raisingvibrationradio.com and under guest, and there's a link. You'll see her picture with a link to her website.
Oh, see? So you are connected. That's amazing.
Oh my goodness, she's huge. She's amazing. We're blessed to know each other.
Oh, you're blessed too, sweetie. You're both such sweet souls, and
thank you.
Yeah, it's just really nice when you get to. Oh my gosh, I typed in one page and then I lost. Oh, here it is. No, I didn't lose it. I was going to ask you again, but I found you, Raven. I just think it's awesome when people connect with each other and they want to be open and receptive to having these connections. Because I noticed that sometimes people get so busy in doing all these gifts that they're doing that they forget about kicking back and playing, except for the small little few friends that they have. And to me, that doesn't make any sense why people don't take the time to really have heart connections as well.
I totally agree. And then for them, it becomes, you wonder whether it's just the materialistic side of it, or whether it's, for the, for the spiritual side of it. And I think it's very difficult. There's a lot of people, a lot of charlatans out there, I'm afraid, and people,
I love you when you call them charlatans. That's so sweet of you.
Why? What would you call them?
Vagabonds. I don't know.
Vagabonds.
So sweet.
Yes, charlatans. Good old-fashioned word. Yes. Pistols at dawn.
I tell you what.
So
when
there's
I lost
nothing else that you could tell me that I could look into within myself with regard to this new life that I created and all that stuff. You don't get anything else.
Do you do much? Do you do much meditation?
Oh yeah, I meditate 2 times a day.
Oh really? Oh, that's very, very good. That's very good. And do you always remember to? I know this sounds like sucking eggs, but do you always remember to close down your chakras afterwards?
Well, what I do is I do a ritual, and these beings that I channel also help me. I do an energy circling around the energies of each of the chakras, and then they download energy to amplify my energy beyond the physical realm, and then they purify things and amplify it with vibrations of love. And what happens is anything that's not in alignment with that goes into the light.
Okay, but when you've finished and you get up, say, to do your dishes or go and have a bath or something, whatever you're doing, do you, or you go out, go do a bit of shopping? I mean, do you then close down? I mean, when I meditate, I imagine that everything's sort of being zipped and buttoned up, and then that way I'm not sort of sucking in negative dross and stuff from just walking about.
Well, I've learned the hard way not to go into what it could sound like is protective mode. They were really, really very adamant about it, because what I ended up attracting was that exact energy that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So by me
attachment, you've got an attachment.
Yeah, by me focusing on the vibrations of love, only positive can come to it, because the vibration is so high that it transmutes anything that's not in alignment. So I actually was taught to shift my vibration to that of love, and anything that's not in alignment with that gets deflected.
Yes. Oh, well, that's good, because, you know, even when you're asleep, and if you're very, you know, very sort of gifted and in psychic realms, you do attract stuff. I mean,
yeah, I agree. How do you shut down your chakras? What do you do? Imagine a door closing?
Yeah, zips. I imagine everything's being zipped up and closed down, and you know, like you're logging off a computer, sort of, yeah, you know, that sort of feeling.
It's actually a heart in the clouds right now. I just couldn't stop laughing. That's pretty amazing. There's actually a heart, a form of a heart in the clouds. That's how they communicate. I know they communicate all the time like that. It's kind of comical. I just kind of laugh when they do something like that. I walked into a store the other day, and this lady says, "Oh my God, look on the floor." And she works there, and she says, "There's a heart in the cement right under your feet." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what they do."
Yeah, well, funny you should say that. I've got a very close friend of mine I knew from my BBC days. He unfortunately passed to spirit, and his partner got in touch with me, and she said, you know, she sent me a picture. They lived together in a part of London called Fulham, which was quite well known, was very trendy in the 60s. And they had a kind of a mews cottage, and she said that they had water ingress, you know, from the guttering. And she sent me a picture of a heart that had appeared on her ceiling just 2 days after he'd passed to spirit. And I just was
see, that's what they do. They're amazing.
What
how they
do. And, you know, she'd find that a radio would suddenly go on from nowhere, and it would be a love song. And, you know, she's quite a down-to-earth Scottish girl. But she's obviously very, very gifted. But it was just amazing heart that appeared. It was so lovely.
I just absolutely love it. Yeah, when you're choosing to stay in love and not in fear, that's what happens. And it's
but
beautiful.
Then she saw him walking up the stairs, you know, a few weeks after he'd died, and it just sort of freaked her out. So I just said, well, you know, maybe he's just sort of not actually accepted that he's passed to spirit yet. You know, he's sort of like still hanging around, you know, checking up and.
Yeah, they usually stay for about 4 to 6 weeks, and then sometimes they could stay a little longer. But yeah, it always cracks me up when you hear stories like that, because it is a choice, and sometimes they get stuck and they don't get to leave, and you're like, go into the light.
Go to the light already. Yeah, I think they had made a pact. She told me that they had made a pact that whoever went first would send back some kind of sign. And ironically, I did a radio show with him for BBC about 7 years ago, where I did readings on the radio and gave sort of astrological predictions and stuff. So they called me Madam Deborah. I was called Madam Deborah. But he was a great guy, and he was so full of fun and full of life, and you know, just a great loss. But you know, you sense him around. You know, I always think, you know, check on your dreams. You never know who's going to come in and they start chatting to you, and you.
I know, it cracks me up when they do that. I think this is the only piece that I wish I could get some confirmed clarity, but no one seems to know how to give that to me. It just kind of, sometimes it can get a little confusing to me, and I guess it's just about taking it one day at a time.
I think so, and also I think it's Spirit's way of saying, well, you know, you have to trudge. It's part of your development, maybe, and about you trusting your own judgments.
Yeah. You know.
Okay, Angel. Well, we got people.
It was fun. I know, because I'm sorry we talked so long, but I'm not sorry.
That's okay. You know what?
Yeah.
At least you know about Debbie's directory. So if you want to get in touch with somebody that's more, you know, that can help you with that in your area, that's a good way to do that. Or, like I said, you can join IntuiTalks, .com.
Yeah, I'm on your website right now, and Raven, I so appreciate you for what you do and allowing us to have this conversation as long as we did. That was very loving.
No worries. We're here to help each other out. I just got a couple more callers I want to get in before Debbie has to go to bed.
Yeah, so much love to you all, and thank you for being such a sweetheart. You definitely walk the energy of love, so thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to put you on mute here. Okay, so Gwen, I can bring you on, Gwen. You're on the telephone, right? Because it says, thank you. My question unless we got two Gwens, because there's a Gwen on the phone and there's a Gwen on the internet. So I don't know which.
Hedging her bets.
all
options open.
Right? I don't know what to do. So Gwen on the internet says, thank you. My question is in regard to a young that I met. Yeah, we're drawn to each other. Maybe this is her on the phone. Let me just go check and see real quick, okay? Hello, Gwen?
Yes, that's me.
Oh, it's you. Okay, good. Yay!
So disregard the question.
Well,
what is it?
Don't disregard it.
A young
disregard it, but you know. What's that?
You say, my question is in regards to a young something, and you've left out.
Yeah, I met a young man. I was so excited.
Oh, a young man. Young man. Okay. All right. And is that your question to me, or was
yes,
that?
It is.
And has it come through some work connection, or?
Oh my gosh! Yes. Wow.
Okay. And it's I'm just tuning into it right now. First of all, Gwen, I do get a sense that past few years for you have been quite lonely. Yeah. That is what I'm picking up. It's quite lonely, and it's this young man. It just feels that it is. He's also felt a loneliness. I wonder whether he has lost somebody, dear to him, close to him in the last few years. Would you know whether he had or not?
No, I don't. We haven't gotten that intimate yet.
Okay. Because it just feels that he's been sort of very lonely, and I do feel he classes himself as a little bit of an outsider. I think he doesn't always connect so much with mainstream things. He's a little bit what I call alternative. And, really, I think if you're enjoying each other's company, there's nothing to question, really. The universe brings us in contact with makes soul connections for whatever reason. Sometimes it's terribly inconvenient if it's a sort of a romantic thing, but I feel it's something that you have been calling out for, and I think he's just been sent to you.
But it never, ever, ever crossed my mind that it would be a young man. So, never. I'm like, I send it out to the universe, and this is what you give me?
Right. What did you expect it to be?
I expected to have been someone at least a little bit closer to my age.
Right, okay.
I never expected that, and matter of fact, he's been with the company for close to a year, and I've never seen him before.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it was like
he materialized.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Sometimes, we don't see people till we actually see them. So it could be that he has been around, but sometimes it's a timing issue, and then all of a sudden, the veils fall from our eyes, and we see somebody, and they come into sharp focus.
Yes, that is so true. And I'm like, I mean, we work in the same office, and I never saw him. Never.
Yes. Well, it's amazing what happens around a coffee table, or people have breaks, or they're chatting, and you just find these connections, and you find people you wouldn't even think about are also going. It opens your eyes to the fact that you're not alone in feeling lonely, and that other people do, and they're looking for something, and It is very interesting. It is very interesting. And you know what? Don't question it. It's not really always a question of age. It's a question of connections.
It truly is a connection. But it's interesting because he sometimes gives me the impression that, he's active, he's going out with his friends, he's hanging out with his friends, and he's got a girlfriend, and they're doing this.
Oh well, that's just him. That's him just getting scared, isn't it?
I kind of yeah.
Sometimes people throw these things that they feel themselves really enjoying somebody's company, and then they catch themselves, and they're so fearful of love sometimes that they throw these kind of walls up. So, oh yeah, I've got a girlfriend, I've got this, and I got that. And I always think the best thing to do is take a step back from it, because that way you protect yourself. Because I just get a sense that he doesn't want to show the world that he has been lonely, or that he has love for an older lady.
I'm sorry, did you say love?
Yes, love, and enjoying your company, and that sort of thing. It's something that you obviously give him something that he needs in the nicest possible way. So,
is he ashamed and embarrassed?
I just get a feeling that he needs your company, but it's his young. I mean, you don't tell me how young he is, but he feels mentally quite young. He feels like a very young man. And it's maybe he just wants to show his mates that, that he's some other person. That's what I mean.
That he's some other person?
Yeah, like he doesn't want to lose, he doesn't want to let his mates know that he has feelings for you. That's what I mean. Wow. I think he's scared of the whole connection, really.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too. I think, and in a lot of ways, so am I.
Yes, of course. I mean, it sounds like it's caught you completely unawares.
Yes. And I can see it's like the energy of push and pull, and and I'm just like, oh, okay. Okay.
You could do without that, you thought.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Gwen, thanks so much for calling in this evening and listening to the show.
Thank you. You know, your website, the chat and everything. That's pretty good.
Oh, this format, this is IntuiTalks actually that we're on, and it's amazing.
Like
and then there's a spiritual community too, so you can, you join IntuiTalks, right?
Oh yes, yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So this is IntuiTalks right here. I'm just powered by IntuiTalks.
Yes. Yes, I just signed up.
Good for you.
Yes. Yes.
Well, friend me on there, Reverend-Raven. You and I can be friends, honey.
Absolutely.
And that's a promise.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have some clarity on what's going on. So
don't be scared of it. It's the soulmate connection.
Yeah. And you know what? I look very good for my age. I'm not that old. But I'm not.
You're mature in your soul age, though. Your vibrational age.
Yes.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's it.
And he might be a single digit.
Oh, what?
Not physical single digit, but in numerology.
9 years old?
No,
you cradle Robert.
No, he's 2 digits. He's 2 digits like me.
No. In numerology, there's single digits and then there's master energy digits.
Oh.
That's what I meant by that.
Oh. But I feel sad that I feel sad that the age is kind of putting a little bit of a wedge.
That's only your perception, right?
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. That's what I was going to say. That's your perception.
Oh, okay.
Or do you just feel old? Do you just feel old when you're around him?
No, I don't. Not at all. I am far from feeling old. Oh, not at all.
So you're judging it then?
I guess I am. I probably am.
Well, you need to quit doing that.
You're probably thinking, why is he going for me? I'm X years old. Actually,
of course that's gone through my mind.
Yeah, you know what? The way, Sandy, the way you find out how old people are without them is telling you is you name a few old songs and you see how far back their memory goes.
Right?
And then you nail it. Well, hey.
Amen to that.
Yes. Do you remember that song they used to play on the radio, High Hopes by Frank Sinatra?
Oh, how about Don't Sit Under the Apple Tree?
But everyone is at me. Yes, exactly.
I don't go back that far.
I don't know what you're doing calling in here, sister. Yeah. You're okay.
I think she's an 80s chick myself. So.
Actually, I am.
There you go. The best thing to do, Gwen, is you find a decade you're comfortable with and you stick with it. I've had the same hairstyle since the 70s.
I love that. That's beautiful advice.
I still have the same clothes from the 70s, and one day I will fit back in them again.
Were they brown and orange with flowers on them? That's what I remember about.
And
all the big
green
flowers.
Skirt. Yes.
Oh, yes. I think I had one of those.
And they call them granny gowns, but they're called gunny sacks. We call them gunny sack dresses. They're like Little House on the Prairie dresses. Now they call them maxi dresses. Do they change the name?
Well, I had a maxi, and I used to wear heels I can't even wear now. I mean, I had big
really
wedgy wedgy shoes.
Yes, but we call them platforms.
Yeah, right? Platform. That's platform.
Or dungarees. Dungarees.
Now this
jeans.
One will nail it. This one will nail it. Do you remember, Gwen? Do you remember Oxford bags?
Oh, yes.
Aha. Oxford bags. Yeah.
What?
I remember my favorite singing group. As a matter of fact, I think I might have a Teen Beat magazine. The Bay City Rollers. Do you remember the Bay City Rollers?
Yes, of course. Yes. Yeah.
Favorite group in the world, Bay City Rollers.
All right. So I would reckon that they appeal to the early teenagers. So I'm reckoning that you must have been born in the early 70s or late 60s.
Late 60s.
There you go. Ta-da!
Yeah. Love.
Wow, you're psychic.
Well, you're younger than me, honey.
You better enjoy that younger energy. They're fun to play with.
I know, huh?
Right? And they can have fun with you, too.
I always associate. I can remember when the Beatles released A Hard Day's Night, and I remember the album cover and everything. And
oh my gosh,
that's how I know. If people say they were born after that, then they're just young kids to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I reminisce even with people at work. I mean, we reminisce about there was no cable. There was no cable. The television went off at 12 o'clock. There was nothing on TV at 12.
Well, we didn't get cable here for years after you.
Yeah, we did not have cables in the 70s. No, we didn't.
Yeah, but over in England, you have to pay a tax for each television, don't you?
Well, you have to pay a tax for, you get Wi-Fi and, you get, television. We have Virgin Media here. We used to have Sky, but we have Virgin Media now. But we have to pay for certain add-ons like Sky Sports, which my husband likes, and
oh wow,
all that soccer stuff, Yeah, so
12 o'clock.
I mean, when did you get color TV?
Oh gosh, late 60s, early 70s.
Oh right,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
not every channel was color. There was a peacock. I think it was NBC or ABC. There was a peacock. NBC, yep, it had the peacock with the colors. Yes, so not every channel had color. No cables. Right. Yeah, there was no cables. There were cell phones. Forget it. There were no cell phones.
Oh no! Well,
everything was rotary. It was a rotary phone.
Early 90s, I think.
Yeah, and
early
it was the rotary phones.
Yeah.
Internet? What internet?
Exactly.
What Facebook?
What did we do? We went to the library. That's what we did. We went to the library.
Yeah. And we were outdoors until the sun went up, until it went down. We were the kids in the neighborhood. We were all together in the neighborhood. And we played.
Yeah.
We were the last generation that used to play out. I mean, you don't get kids playing out now.
No, you don't.
Going off for hours on it.
The playgrounds are empty. Nothing.
Yeah. And the libraries, probably.
And the libraries, yeah. I lived in the library. Loved the library. Loved to read. I always had bags and bags of books to read, and I sat outside and I played. And when the lights went down, that's when the mothers come out and they're screaming for the kids to come home. That's what we did.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
But now,
and there was no benefit. There was no benefit of calling you on a cell phone. I mean, my mother, when I used to go out socialising, my mother used to say, what time are you coming home? Is somebody going to bring you home? And I'd go, I don't know. And I thought she was just a pain, She was always asking me and she says, you wait. She says, you wait till you get your own children and you'll be exactly the same. She was right.
I got that curse too.
Yes, you wait. There was always the wagging finger. You wait, my girl.
Yeah.
And I'm actually worse than she is now. I mean, I was terribly independent. When I was a kid, when I was 17, I went to Russia on my own with a group.
Wow.
And it was still the height of the Cold War, and you weren't supposed to talk to anybody. And, of course, I spoke to people because as soon as somebody says to me, don't, I just go off and do it, terrible. Rebel without a cause, me. But, I wouldn't, I become worse than my mother, wagging fingers out, my son about 10 times. Have you left university yet? You're on the bus yet? What time's the bus? I just bore myself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Things have changed. They've changed a lot.
Yeah.
Even ice cream trucks. I mean, it's like back in the day, the ice cream truck would come around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even how we ate was very different. The eating was very different.
Well, the size of the ice creams have shrunk for a start.
Exactly. Yes.
Well, we had real food back then too.
Yeah,
exactly.
Genetically altered food.
Yeah, we had Lion's Made ice cream. There used to be something called a heart you could buy for £1, which was which is the equivalent of 5 pence, which is I don't know how much that is in dollars. It's like nothing. It's like but in those days £1 was quite, for an ice cream that was quite expensive, and you used to get a great big heart-shaped ice cream covered in chocolate and everything. And they've all shrunk. Yeah.
Even cereal. I mean, the type of cereal. I mean, we had cornflakes. That was it.
Yeah.
McDonald's. We got McDonald's maybe once a month, and that was a treat. It was
Really?
not something we ate on a daily basis. And we sat when my mother made dinner. We all sat at the kitchen table and had dinner. That was it. And what she would do after we finished eating, she would have all the snacks like the cupcakes and the cookies. She would hide them in her closet, which I don't blame her. And we would sit. And each of us, all 6 of us, well, actually all 5 of us, would get 2 cookies each. That was it. That was it.
Right. So that's good actually.
We
didn't get McDonald's here till I can't remember because I came to the US when I was 21. I came on a holiday and I greyhounded around. I had some friends who were living out in North Hollywood. I had a friend I was working with at the BBC, and we'd gone on holiday greyhounded, and we came across a McDonald's. I think this must have been 1975, and we just didn't have it here. We didn't have it here at all till probably the late 70s, early 80s. I'm sure somebody will know exactly when it came here. We were always a bit slower than you lot, so.
Well, Gwen, we're going to get one more phone call.
I know, it's been great reminiscing.
Yeah.
It really has been.
We're both all showing our age, because that's what you do when you get old.
And I'm proud, you know what? And I'm proud of it, so.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, we're alive.
Hold your head up.
Yes. Ladies, thank you. It was truly a pleasure. Truly a pleasure.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Many blessings to you both.
Right.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
All right, so I think we have time to take one more call, and we unfortunately lost Lisa, but we do have Kathleen waiting to talk, so we're going to bring on Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen.
Hi, how are you, Sandy?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I'm so glad that you called into the show.
Well, I'm glad I called in as well.
That's a lovely Irish
name. I haven't heard your beautiful voice in a long time.
Well, thank you. I've been listening. You might not have heard my voice, but I've been listening.
Aw. So say hi to Debbie from over across the pond.
Hi, Kathleen. Hi, how are you? Hi. Where are you?
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Where do you live, Kathleen?
I live in Kent, Ohio.
Ohio. Okay. All right. I'm just sort of trying to picture that. And do you have a question for me or for Sandy?
Yeah, I'd like to know, I have a friend that's going through something right now, and I'd just like to know how she's going to do with that, and if there's any messages to help with that.
I think you've just got to be very, very supportive of her and just give her a lot of positive energy. That's what I'm being told. Is it connected? Is it a health issue she's got going on?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just being told that you have to be very, very supportive of her and just give her a lot of healing and keep her very positive. And, you know, life has a way of turning things round in some miraculous ways. And I think, you know, laughter is a great healing medicine that you can't buy in a bottle. What do you think?
That sounds easy. I can do all that. I did that yesterday with her all day. So laughter is good for the soul.
Laughter is definitely good for the soul. But, I think that she just needs her spirits to be kept up. Is she feeling a lot of pain?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm afraid that's going to get worse.
Yes.
I know that's going to get worse. So
yes.
I'm trying to keep her active, get her out now while she still can.
Yes, I think that is the best that you can do. And I'm certainly not in the. I don't sort of make predictions on, outcomes on these situations. But I do pick up on health issues. Yeah. So I would just send her a lot of prayers and just make sure that she gets out when she wants to, and if she's tired, then let her don't force her out, but just keep her active and laughing, and keep her spirits up.
Well, that's easy. I can do that.
Yep.
Kathleen, are you still doing a campaign for her?
Yes, I am. Yeah, well, I am going to be doing an online auction as well as a benefit farther along into our treatments. So, yeah, but we'll be continuing to do that. We did get good news the other day. Her HR2 hormone came back negative, so that gives us a fighting chance. So we're happy about that.
Beautiful. So we'll repost it on the Facebook page, and I'll put it out on the Raising Vibration group, and we'll put it out there so that people can be aware of what you're doing, because I think that's a beautiful thing that you're doing.
Oh, we have a good time together. She's a very kind soul, and yesterday I went and kidnapped her and took her out for lunch, and we laughed, and it was really good. So by the time we were done, neither one of us had makeup on, and that's what needed to be done yesterday. So I was happy about that.
Wow. That's beautiful. Anything that you can do that's very positive to uplift another person in their journey, be illness or whatever, and whatever the outcome is it's all beautiful.
Absolutely. I told her that yesterday. No matter what the outcome, you're going to be okay.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
That's
right. All right. Well, I'm going to put you back on hold. I got somebody else that just called in. I'm going to make sure I get everybody in today. So
thank you so much, and it was so nice to talk to both of you ladies. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you very much, Kathleen.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen.
All right.
I'm going to put your information on there on the Facebook page, too, for that campaign. I got to repost it again. And let's go here to Ryan and see. Hello, Ryan Johnson.
Oh.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Do you have a question for Debbie?
Yes.
Hi, Ryan. Where are you calling in from this evening?
Ohio.
Ohio? Oh, right, okay. Sorry, can you speak up a bit, because I can't hear you very well.
Okay, it's in Ohio. It's near Kent.
I can't hear him.
I think he said he was near Kenton, Ohio.
Oh, Kenton, Ohio.
Near Kent. It's near Kent.
Oh, Kent.
Actually.
Kent.
Yes.
Oh, we've got one of those over here as well, Kent.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your question, Ryan?
Oh, I've been going through a little issue with my girlfriend who I have a very deep connection with, and we recently separated, and we haven't communicated. I'm just wondering if she's actually moving away or if she's still staying around, because I don't understand.
You don't understand why you have split up, or is that what it is?
Well, I know to grow up with me, and she's scared, but afraid her ex was trying to get her to come move with him, and they like forced. Wondering if she's actually doing that or what is going on. Because
I want to ask you the communication between her and yourself generally when you were together. Was it difficult? Was it a difficult communication?
When it came to her talking and telling me what the issue was, when I had some stuff last Friday, I wanted to go out to eat and just talk and just be, but she didn't want to be.
Right, because I think one of the things I'm picking up, sorry, the connection's not very good, I'm afraid, but what I can pick up, I just am being told all the time that there are communication issues that have been generally between you. It feels as if sometimes you two have been on a slightly different page, or that you weren't able to sort of communicate your feelings, and I do get a sense there's been some frustrations as well, and I think it feels as if it's kind of been building up for some time. And I think sometimes we're put in these issues to really examine how much and what we're putting into a relationship. There is no blame here. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'll say first of all. There is no blame. There is no right and there is no wrong. But between you two, I do get a sense that there were communication problems.
Well, I feel that I did communicate a lot of my feelings the best I could. She had some issues with that, so.
Okay, so did she feel that you were too sort of full on or something? I can't hear you, I'm afraid. It's sort of.
Sorry.
No, it's not.
It's can you hear me now?
No, it's rather it's rather faint. Sandy, can you hear better your end?
I can barely hear him myself. Are you on a cell phone, Ryan?
Am I what?
On a cell phone?
Yeah, but I have 2 bars. I don't understand why I get this horrible reception sometimes out here. It's frustrating, but let me move a little bit. Can you hear me better now?
A little bit, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let me move out away from the house. No, I mean, I was very patient with her, and I knew that she loved me, and I loved her, and, you know, she thanked me for everything that I did. I mean, I gave my all. I'm just wondering if I'm just hoping there's going to be some type of turnaround with this. You know, 'cause I'm focusing on myself right now, what I need to do, and I know she has some growth she has to do. I'm just hoping that it can.
Tell me something. Is it an ex-husband or is it an ex-boyfriend that you said she has been calling back after her? Because I don't get a very particularly nice vibration about him. I feel that he's a little bit.
It's an ex-boyfriend that is definitely not changed, and I think he's selling her a bill of goods to get her back there. So Yeah,
I just get a feeling of he's a bit rough, a bit of a roughneck, or rough talking, and makes her feel. I think basically what it boils down to is that she likes bad guys. That's what I'm picking up. She thinks that if a man's rough and tough with her, that he's a real man, and I don't think she appreciates people with a man with too much sensitivity.
Well, that's not what she told me. It's funny because it's not what she initially told me before. I don't know what causes her to go back on that, but yeah.
But is he such a man? Is he quite a rough and tough man?
Yeah, but she also told me that he also wore his heart on his sleeve, and he was super overbearing, emotional when it came. He acted like a little baby sometimes, but he treated her like complete crap. and I didn't. And you know.
Well, so she came to you for salvation and to try and turn things around, and now she's gone back to the idiots because she likes it rough. Is this the kind of person you want? Somebody who keeps you off balance, always going to churn you up emotionally? Is that what you want?
No. I mean, she was very gentle. I mean, when I was never really rough with her, and if I ever was rough with her in like I guess in
no, but I think
an intimate sense, she was kind of like not into that. But I wasn't overbearing with her, because anytime people are overbearing with her, I think she has a lot of issues, and if we go back to her early childhood, I think there are some answers there. It lies in the early childhood. I mean, I get a sense that probably her early life wasn't particularly fantastic. I don't know whether her parents split up or... Yeah, they did.
They did. So whatever she experienced in those days between her parents, it could have been a lot of arguments and shouting and maybe one hitting the other or brawling, I don't know, or that if there feels to be some kind of alcohol abuse as well in there. But this is what she would classify as her normality. So for some people, if they've experienced that in early life, they kick against it completely and go and say to themselves, I don't want that at all. Or they go after that kind of setup. And if it's not like that, they will try and make their relationship fit that mold, because that is what they consider normal.
Yeah, I mean, I went through a childhood a little bit with that too, but that's not what I'm about.
No.
So obviously it's a growth thing.
Yes.
For her, but I'm just wondering if there's any type of, I mean, if she's actually moving away out of state, or if it just that way.
I really get, as I tune into this, I can, and I need to be honest with you, I feel she's playing you. I think you'll find she may come back to you and then she'll go again. So I do think you really need to keep very, very strong. I know it takes enormous courage to do that, but I really think that you're best to take a big step back from it. And
wait, you said that she's not moving, but she's playing me as if she is. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think she is. I get a sense that she can't make up her mind, to be honest. And I do feel that she will come back. She will come back, but then if you take her back, nothing would have changed. You're in danger of her flipping off again. So
unless we can work on things, yeah.
Well, she needs a huge amount of work, more than you do. I mean, you may have your issues and so on, but she certainly has.
Way more.
I think she can probably, rub two sticks together and cause an argument very easily.
I mean, it's funny though, when we were together, we never fought or had issues. Everything did flow very smoothly. It wasn't until she started becoming distant and kind of getting depressed about her life and what she wants to do, is when it started causing that friction, because she wouldn't talk to me. And
because she wanted arguments, she wanted drama, and it's something that she must have experienced early in their early life, drama. And maybe your relationship didn't have that. Maybe it was too good. Maybe it was too smooth running. I mean, it's hard to believe, but this is, some people, they need the drama, they need the ups and downs, they need the fallouts and gets
even
together.
Even though they say, even though they say, "Oh, I don't want fighting."
No. But yes, the answer is yes. Yeah, they may. I mean, she sounds quite young. I mean, how old is she? May I ask?
30.
30.
30.
Yeah. It's obviously not so young. She's no spring chicken, but still she holds on to. She wants drama. She wants drama. She wants the huge fallouts and the big get-togethers and everything. She doesn't like it smooth. She doesn't like her life smooth. She wants.
That has to be definitely a subconscious thing, because that's like the complete opposite. That's a complete opposite of what she expressed to me about meeting me and being with me and everything. So it's definitely a subconscious. Yeah.
That's it. That's what it is. So you stand your ground here. You are who you are. You can't conjure up drama just for her. Send her off to the movies if she wants drama. But this is what, as I tune into this connection, this is what I'm getting. It's very unsettling. I mean, you haven't done anything wrong here. I really think that the issues are for her. But I just don't feel I could trust her again. Even if she came back with her tail between her legs and said, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to. I made a mistake. Da-di-da-di-da." I wouldn't trust her. I don't trust her, Ryan, at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
I'm sorry, I can't wrap it up in paper for you.
Yeah.
I have to be honest.
Right. Yeah, I mean, right now the trust is definitely kind of broken. I mean, I could work on rebuilding that, but I mean, she would have to put on an extreme amount of effort and growth and all that jazz. I mean, it's definitely not impossible, but at this point, it is just like she's just morphed into a different person. Yes.
I get that. I think maybe she'd been. I mean, how long were you two together?
3 years. Known each other for almost 4.
Yeah. And did you have any inkling that it was going to happen?
No, I mean, everything was great. She talked about the future. There was growth. And then just last summer started kind of getting weird, but it was all, she was just kind of in a funk because she doesn't drive and doesn't have an education, so she's like kind of stuck, and I was trying to get her to like see the bigger picture and like, well, you got to take steps, let's... Yeah,
but maybe she just doesn't want to change.
Yeah, she's afraid, and she saw that I was, improving myself with my school that I went back to, so I think she just got like scared, like, holy crap.
She's frightened, she's frightened. People who've had, maybe particularly traumatic childhoods, they want to control everything, and they find change extremely difficult. And, then it's all about self, once you started improving yourself, she probably thought, well, you won't want to know me. And then, it becomes extremely complicated.
But she said she thought I wasn't good enough she wasn't good enough for me, and that I don't deserve.
Yeah, it's all these kind of things. It's all these kinds of things. She'd rather stay at the level she is without any change. Right. But you have to ask yourself, do you want that sort of person? Would you stay with that sort of person? You said, you're going back to school.
No, I left and everything. No, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, would you be able to carry on with somebody who hasn't moved forward with you?
No, I mean, they would need to start making some changes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can't force people to make changes if they don't want to. So you have, but in this situation, she's taken herself out of the equation, and she'd rather be with somebody who's a bit of a pain.
So can you connect to any energy? I mean, is she still in Ohio?
Well, that I don't know. I don't know if she's in Ohio, but I do get a sense that there is somebody else around her, and I do get a sense of a not very nice energy around her, male energy. But I do get a sense that she's going to come back and say, Ryan, can we start again? And you're going to have to make a decision on that. Knowing what you know about her, what she's done to you, etc., etc. So,
do you think that'll be soon, or do you think that'll be like fairly soon, or is that something you don't know?
I don't think it'll be too long. I don't, but spirit time is notoriously difficult to tune into, so
right.
I'm not going to do that. But it certainly feels this year, for sure. But I don't know when. But I do get a sense that if you take her back, she will only do the same again. So, just depends on what you feel yourself. You're the important one here. She's the one who's fucked you around. So sorry, Sandy, were you trying to interject there?
Yes, Ryan, Debbie does have a website which I've listed here, and it will be on the Facebook page and stuff like that, because we're at the end of our show. Actually, we're 10 minutes overtime now, so and it's so late for Debbie.
I didn't know how long it was. I just called in, whatever.
Well, it's nearly 1:15 here, but I was just warming up.
I bet.
Yes, just getting into my second wind here.
I'm ready for my hot toddy.
Oh, I...
And to sit in my old recliner and just reminisce about the good old days.
Yes, mind the alligators, yeah.
Well, I have a bad habit of talking sometimes in circles until I can get my mind where it needs to be. So
that's all right. It makes for good radio.
Yeah. It does, Ryan, and I'm sending you lots of love and energy, and I hope that you'll take the opportunity, especially with the things that you're doing positive in your life, that you reach out for somebody that's on the same wavelength as you are.
Absolutely.
I know, it's just hard because I still love her, and I just hope that she can evolve somewhat to that wavelength.
You know what? If only the love would automatically go with the person, and it didn't hang around, lingering. But I think we've all been there, Ryan. We've all been there, and we know what you're going through. But just think. Always try and kind of, if it's possible, to take a step back from these situations, and so you view it as logically as you can, and just protect yourself, because sometimes some people, some of these connections we have can be a real menace, and I really think it's something that you need to learn from it. We're always learning lessons all through life. We never stop it, and I think this relationship particularly is a highlight for you, to show you what perhaps you should move forward and on from.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay. Ryan. Well, thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
All right. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Well, again, you're amazing, and I love that you came back on the show tonight.
You're very welcome. I hope I didn't scare off too many people.
Oh no, and I can't wait for, in the near future to have you back on again. I love your energy. You're totally amazing.
Thank you.
And I hope that people, if they want to get in touch with you about the directory, they can go to your website, right?
They can do, or they can email me at debbie-maya@yahoo.co.uk.
Great. So all of that information will be on our Facebook page and on IntuiTalks for you to check out. And of course, you can go to raisingvibrationsradio.com, go under guests. You'll find Debbie there. Click on her. It'll take you right to her website. And there's the contact button on her website.
Lovely.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
I'll talk to you real soon.
Okay. You take care. Have a good evening.
You too. Good night, everyone.
Bye now.
Thanks for coming.
Good night. Good night. Bye. Bye.
Bye.